Craigslist sperm donors just had a great day in court. Way back 7 years ago, I believe, a man responded to an ad on Craigslist that was asking for a donation of sperm, and he had some sitting around. And so he decided to help out these women and gave them the sperm. Now, those women eventually separated, and because of that, they had to go for some sort of public benefits from the state. And as a result of that, the state wanted to find a way to get that money back. And they believed that the way to do that is to track down the man who originally donated the sperm. Now, Judge Mary Mattivi, who most recently ruled on this just this week, last year required William Marotta, the original donor, to submit a DNA sample to confirm that he was the girl's biological father, and declared he was not a mere donor of sperm.
Up yours.
So up his, okay, they went up into his, they got it out. The department initially sought to reclaim almost $6,100 in expenses associated with the child's birth. And the agency that was looking for this money argued that Marotta was legally on the hook for child support, even though he never intended to act as the child's father, which I think is fairly obvious, it was over Craigslist, because the two women did not use a physician. And a number of outdated state-level laws basically have the donors protected from any paternity if they go through a licensed physician, not if they meet up after talking on an internet board. But after giving this DNA, the judge ruled about a week ago that the birth mother's former partner should be considered the child's second parent rather than Marotta, in part because he has had minimal contact with the girl since then over the past 7 years. So that means that he is not going to be on the hook for the $6,100.
Yeah.
Which is objectively a lot of money, and I could see why you'd want to fight. I don't know that I'd fight for 7 years in court.
I would absolutely fight for 7 years in court because you probably incur more than that in legal fees within the first few months.
That's entirely possible.
You want the state to be able to whoever loses would pay for those legal fees, which is such a stupid thing. It seems so intuitive to me when I first hear that story, that this guy is a sperm donor.
Yeah.
Like it was, you could go out and say that someone went out to a bar that one night and had sex with someone, and similarly, it was never their intention to be the father of this woman's child. However, let's step back and be reasonable. There was an extra level in this setup of removal from that act that most people who go through impregnating someone go through, which was, okay, we explicitly just want your sperm, and you can go away.
Yeah, nothing that I've read implies that they actually had sex. And in this particular case, there is an e-paper trail. I mean, there's the original thing on Craigslist. I mean, maybe it expired after 30 days. But they could go back and they could look at the language there and say, this guy actually had no intention of becoming the parent. I assume the original reason for the laws is because of what you said. It's that it introduces ambiguity where you could argue maybe she said, I don't want you to stick around, and thus I wasn't going to be the father. That's not in this case, but if this is going to become a precedent, then the fear is that more people could try to get out of having to pay.
I think, though, they should. It just seems pretty clear to me that this guy went on Craigslist, found a way to make money, didn't ever think there was an official board of overseers that would say whether it was okay or not. Here's your license to be a sperm donor, and here's an official sign off from a notary. Okay,
which is what they generally want. Yeah,
I understand that, but maybe moving forward, they can make an announcement, and actually part of the trial should be to establish the state of mind when the donation happened, because it's difficult to say it's difficult to mandate that the state get that information out to everyone. What you don't want is people just kind of showing up and be like, no, she told me that one time before I gave her a cup of my jizz.
Yes.
That I could just disappear after that.
Yeah.
But I think this is, given the circumstances of the case, is the right conclusion.
Exactly. And we do have to remember that in this case, it was something like $6,100 up until that point. But in general, I mean, if you're talking about then being stuck as the biological father of the kid, I mean, that's literally hundreds of thousands of dollars over the course of its life.
Right.
And so that's why people take this so seriously. Yeah, I don't know. I do wonder, though, it seems odd to me that you would engage in this sort of thing over Craigslist. That seems to me like the last place you would go to get semen.
Usually when you go...
In the first place, if you just need it now.
Yeah.
But if you want quality semen that you can legally trust, I don't know that I'd go on Craigslist.
Right. Usually if you go on Craigslist and someone says, I need a sperm donor, they want you to dump it in them. But they don't necessarily want to know your name or have you stick around. Usually it's a euphemism. I would assume that this posting was like some weird euphemism for a very specific sex act.
Yeah.
Like, couple of women want sperm donor to impregnate us, then disappear afterwards. That's like, by the end of it, you're covered in Jell-O and you have no idea how the foil got up inside you.
Yeah, and he didn't have to pay.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm great with that.
Yeah.
The more people can impregnate folks and have no responsibility, the better in my book.
Under Trump's America, I think that's coming.
There's so much you get with Young Turks membership. You get the full 2-hour show of the Young Turks every single day. It's commercial free. You get Aggressive Progressives. You get all the other network shows that we put together. What else? Post games, right? And other things. And hugs and kisses and rainbows. You know what?
Somebody go get a 6-pack.
And let's all enjoy membership together. tytnetwork.com/join.